Right now, in one of the richest, most connected periods in human history, more people report feeling chronically lonely than at almost any point on record. But go back 20,000 years to a world with no phones, no cities, no privacy, and almost no personal space at all, and loneliness barely seems to have existed as a concept. So what changed? Did ancient humans have some kind of psychological advantage we've lost? Or did we build a world that quietly broke something essential about how humans are supposed to live? Here's what makes this strange. You'd assume ancient life was harder, more dangerous, and more isolating. No internet, no easy travel, no way to call someone hundreds of miles away. And yet loneliness, as a chronic, persistent condition, doesn't show up clearly in the archaeological or anthropological record the way it dominates modern mental health data today. So the real question isn't why ancient humans avoided loneliness. It's what modern life is doing differently that's creating so much of it. To understand this, you have to look at how ancient humans actually lived, day to day. Anthropological research on hunter-gatherer societies, including long-term studies of groups like the Hadza in Tanzania, shows something striking. People were rarely, if ever, physically alone. Sleeping, eating, working, child-rearing, all of it happened in close physical proximity to other people, almost constantly. Privacy, in the way modern humans understand it, essentially didn't exist. You were surrounded by your group from birth to death. But here's where things get strange. Constant physical proximity alone doesn't explain the absence of loneliness. Plenty of people today live in crowded cities, surrounded by strangers, and still feel profoundly isolated. So proximity isn't the full answer. Something deeper was happening in how ancient groups were structured. This is where evolutionary psychologist Robin Dunbar's research becomes essential. Dunbar proposed that human brains evolved to comfortably manage social relationships within a specific range, roughly 150 meaningful connections, a figure now widely known as Dunbar's number. But the more important detail isn't the total number, it's the structure underneath it. Dunbar's model shows that humans maintain layered circles of closeness, an inner circle of about 5 very close relationships, then expanding rings of slightly less intimate connections outward. Ancient hunter-gatherer bands, typically numbering between 25 and 50 people, fit almost perfectly inside this natural social architecture. Nobody was socially overextended. Nobody was socially starved either. Then scientists discovered something unexpected when studying modern loneliness itself. It's not primarily caused by having too few people around. It's caused by a mismatch between the social contact people have and the social contact their brain actually expects. Research published by psychologist John Cacioppo, one of the leading scientists studying loneliness before his death, found that loneliness functions almost like a biological alarm system, similar to hunger or thirst. It's not simply sadness, it's your brain signaling that a core survival need isn't being met. That's when everything changed in how researchers understood this problem. For nearly the entire span of human evolution, that alarm rarely had a reason to go off, because ancient humans lived inside consistent, tightly bonded, physically present groups almost every single day. The alarm system was calibrated for that environment. Modern life didn't remove the alarm, it just changed the environment the alarm was built for. But the real mystery is what specifically broke. Some researchers point to a concept called social scaffolding, the constant, repeated, low-effort social contact ancient humans experienced without even trying. Cooking together, walking together, working together, sitting near a fire together at night. None of this required scheduling, texting, or deliberate effort. It simply happened automatically because of how ancient life was structured. Modern life, by contrast, often requires active effort just to see another person's face. You have to plan it, schedule it, drive somewhere for it. That single shift from automatic social contact to effortful social contact may be one of the biggest hidden changes in human history.
Here's something that should genuinely surprise you. Some anthropologists argue that modern humans aren't actually short on social contact quantity. Many people interact with dozens, even hundreds of people daily, through messages, social media, and brief encounters. What's missing isn't contact, it's depth. Sociologist Sherry Turkle's research on digital communication found that many people report feeling more alone in rooms full of people glued to their phones than they did in smaller, deeper in-person interactions. Quantity of contact went up. Quality of contact, the kind ancient humans experienced constantly, may have quietly gone down. And this raises an unsettling question. If ancient humans were biologically wired for tight, physically present, emotionally consistent groups, and modern life has replaced that with large numbers of shallow, digital, scheduled interactions. Is loneliness actually a personal failure, or is it a completely predictable response to an environment that no longer matches human biology at all? There's another layer to this that deserves attention. Ancient survival itself depended on group cohesion in a way modern survival simply doesn't. If you were isolated from your group 20,000 years ago, your odds of survival dropped dramatically. No protection, no shared food, no help during illness or childbirth. Because of this, some researchers argue humans evolved an intense, almost primal aversion to social exclusion, not as an emotional preference, but as a literal survival mechanism. Loneliness wasn't just uncomfortable, it was, evolutionarily speaking, dangerous. Today, you can be physically isolated and still survive perfectly well, fed, sheltered, financially stable. But that ancient alarm system doesn't know that. It still reacts to isolation as though it's a direct threat to your life, even when it isn't. So maybe the real story isn't that ancient humans had some special psychological gift for connection. Maybe they simply lived inside a structure that made deep, consistent connection nearly impossible to avoid. And maybe modern humans haven't actually become less capable of connection at all. We've just built an environment that requires deliberate, constant effort to get something ancient humans received automatically, every single day, without ever having to ask for it. And that leaves you with an interesting thought to sit with. Loneliness might not be a flaw in you. It might be one of the oldest, most accurate signals your body still knows how to send, still faithfully alerting you to something your ancestors never had to think about twice, that you were built, quite literally, to never be alone.